we are in the power of forgiveness lesson. In the last key lesson, we learned that to receive abundance, we must give. And forgiving is one way that we give to ourselves. When we forgive, we give one perception up for another. We must give up the negative perceptions of people and things that have hurt us in the past in order to allow ourselves to receive positive. The word forgiveness means to give one perception up for another. Forgiveness is a shift in perception. A Course in Miracles builds on this idea, and it says forgiveness is a shift in perception that removes a block in me to my awareness of love's presence. It also states that every act is either an expression of love or a call for love, regardless of how unskillful it may appear. You see, each one of us is a spiritual being having a human experience, and we come to realize that we are all operating at different stages of awareness. And at every stage of awareness, we are all learning how to experience and express love. What we learn to be true is that every one of us is either expressing love or calling for love with every action we take. When we are calling for love, we are often very unskillful. So the power of forgiveness opens our awareness to love's presence, to connection, and to the experience of ourselves as co-creators in an abundant universe, as co-creators in a field of energy that has our best interest at heart. And if we are holding on to resentment or anger or frustration or worry, we are in a state of non-forgiveness towards ourselves and towards others. You see, we can't receive all that we desire, and any negativity we hold on to puts us into that lower vibration. Buddha says that a person who holds on to resentment or unforgiveness is like someone who picks up hot coal expecting that other person to get burned. Yet the person that gets burned is the person who does not forgive, the person who is holding on to that resentment towards somebody else, who is in that energy, because the energy we hold is the energy we are in. Forgiveness is a process. Forgiveness does not make the past okay, and forgiveness does not mean acceptance. It also does not mean that you have to stay in a bad situation. Forgiveness is simply freeing of a person who no longer wants to be ruled by his or her own resentment. When we are ruled and fueled by resentment, we push our own good away. Forgiveness is a shift in perception that frees you. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It is a process. Just like a baby learns to walk by falling down, it takes practice. Our unskilled behavior also shows up when we are gossiping about somebody or abusing a situation, trying to get more at the cost of someone else's generosity or goodness, taking advantage, taking more than we normally would, being jealous of someone. This tells us that we are feeling lack, that we are in constriction. We are not acting or trusting in the abundance of the universe. So forgiveness is a shift that removes a block in us so that we can live in freedom to experience and attract and live that soaring transformational life that is in our hearts. Forgiveness is not done for someone else. Forgiveness is done for ourselves. And it means that I find a new way to see what it is that I have to experience. Because as long as I am full of resentment or rage or betrayal or hurt, or that hurt or rage or resentment are indeed what I am full of. The power of forgiveness moves us from separation back into connection. It moves us from littleness into greatness. You and I are not going to soar by living littleness, keeping a small-minded idea or experience about anything. So it's time to forgive. Who is it that you need to forgive in your life? The work of forgiveness is internal. So how do we forgive? We begin by making and saying, I make a commitment to experience the freedom of forgiveness. And if I really want to experience forgiveness, then I am willing to work on my own thoughts about how I am holding this individual hostage in my own mind. There is no history or circumstance that are bigger than the being that each one of us are. That who we are is greater than anything that has ever happened to us. Forgiveness changes the way we look at things because the way we look at things changes. It doesn't change our past, but it does change your present and absolutely transforms your future. It is liberating. So look at the corresponding life work exercise. Take the time. This is a great practice. Forgiveness is your power.